As the three begin to drive down the road, they came across a group of survivors. They try to make communication, but with guns drawn, it seems like it's a safe bet that won't happen. And with dead quickly approaching, Alan Lee and Charlie get into a standoff with no words exchanged. This is a small group, maybe 9 or 10, but they did not seem like the friendly kind, and the three survivors were not going to stick around and figure out. Without saying, our group survive. Our group of survivor gets into Charlie's car and continues down the road in hope of finding Charlie's good friend Oliver. Oliver goes by his last name as he's often mad, which would lead to many Oscar the Grouch teasings in his youth, prompting him to go by the name of Oliver. Upon arriving at Oscar's, he runs out of his house and 5 gunshots are heard before. He runs to the car as dead approach and hops into the car just at the nick of time. He says loudly, "What in the hell is going on? And why did half of my family just try to dig their teeth into my body and tear me to shreds?" Charlie looked in the rearview mirror and saw the dead getting further away. "It's COVID-19. Somehow it's mutated. You, you and me can't die from it. We have already had it, but the ones that do come back and want to dig their teeth and claws into you." Rhonda looks at him and says, "The only way to put down one of these bastards is to destroy the brain." Oscar looks out the window. He's already had to find that out the hard way. The 4, now 5, including William, who is back at the nursery, reunite at the nursery outside of the barn. William, not knowing Charles and Rhonda were going to bring back people, pulls his shotgun on Oscar and pulls his pistol on Vanessa. Immediately, they return the favor. Just as that, Rondo steps into the line of fire. "If you guys are going to kill each other, then you're going to have to kill me too." They all lower their weapons and begin to talk. "Who are they?" William asks. Charlie looks at him. "This is Vanessa and Oliver and Oscar." Oliver looks at Charlie. "You know, I hate that shit." William, a little surprised, looks at them. Says, "Who?" Charlie takes a deep breath and waits a second and says, "Me." William says, "So you make the rules?" Charlie grabs him on the shoulder. "We make the decisions as a team. We'll vote." William said. "We'll vote." William laughs. "Okay, I vote we kick out their asses. They've survived this long without us. They can now too." The group looks at him. He's alone in his thought process, but he understands. He looks at the group and seamlessly responds, "Alright, they can stay." The group embraces each other. William and Oliver shake hands and walk away from the group up a gravel path. Charlie and Vanessa take the opportunity to sneak away from the group, and Rondo is left to head up to the nursery for a night's rest and a night of thinking. Oliver and William talk about securing the camp, setting up guard towers, and clearing the dead from a nearby street. They begin to walk up the gravel path. "So, William, how did y'all get so lucky to find a place like this?" William, a bit suspicious of Oliver's intentions. "Handed down over generations. My father had it, before him his father had it. Now this old place is mine, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to defend it." Oliver looked at him as they continued to walk. "So, Oliver, how did they find you?" "I had to put down my family when this first started. Woke up to them honking outside. Came outside of my room to the smell of fresh burned bacon. My half dead alive, half eaten off face of a mom came sprinting at me. I pulled out my pistol out and, well, you know the rest." Will looked down. He didn't know what to do or say. "After that, I went out front to get into the car with Vanessa, Charles, and Rondo. Then we came here." William said, What do you think about the nursery? Oliver looked around. The lake's good for water, but in terms of food, we're gonna have a hard time growing food. William looked at him. As long as we double down on guard and barricading the unfenced per- perimeter, then we can really defend this place. The hill provides a means of high ground advantage for any attack.